You look good in this hat and glasses and the shirt. Normally, I look a little rough, but
You always look good, Dvon. What are you talking about? Come
sometimes
on.
Listen,
No,
49.
actually, I'm always impressed. Like you always seem to have a different hat. I know you have the Raw hat, the NYPD hat.
Yep.
You got this one, which is tailor made. You're doing that. Did you? Are you in the doghouse with your wife, Taylor? Is that why?
No. She just, I've always said that she's a couponer. And you saw my garage. I had to build shelves for all the stuff that she's couponed.
It's slowly taking over. You can build a great coupon fort of
Dude,
stuff.
I'm gonna have to buy another house. This is how bad it is. It's so bad. And so she went shopping. Like now she goes to Ross.
Okay.
And don't ask me how she's doing this. She's finding stuff for 49 cents, like outfits. And there is deals out there like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue until she started doing all this stuff. And so I'm sitting up there going, what the hell? Like she brought home like 7 different outfits and only spent like $3.
Wow.
I'm just like, that is impressive. I can't even get mad. I
Oh,
can't even get mad.
no, I don't
And
think you can.
no, and then she came in from Ross that day and bought this and gave me this hat and said, "Here you go." And if you guys can't see it, it says tailor made. So I took that hat and threw it back at her. I ain't wearing that shit. I was like, "You ain't telling anybody you made me." I said, "You done lost your damn mind."
Well, yeah, keep that nearby just in case you and her get into a little tiff, a disagreement, and you're feeling bad. Then just throw that on. Maybe wear nothing but that hat.
Listen, that might be the case because I ain't trying to change my residency anymore.
I could see that. I
I've
could
been in
see that.
I've been in this house for 20 years and went through 2 divorces. I ain't trying to be on the fourth.
Well, that's good. I wish you the best of luck in that.
Or I should say 3, not 4.
Right. I am Mo. This, of course, Dvon. This is the last afternoon table talk that we have scheduled. Next week, we actually move to a nighttime live feed. You ready for late night table talk?
Yes and no, but we will have babies crying. Talia coming in. Oh yeah.
Oh,
See,
that's
right
what
before
you mean.
the
Okay, that's
yeah,
yeah.
because when we were doing the shows in the afternoon, we would put the babies down for a nap. And every once in a while, towards the end of the broadcast, you
Oh,
kind of hear rah rah, and I just try to ignore it, act like it don't even exist. I like to be like Kofi. When we did that interview with Kofi, and the kids were coming in, they were jumping on him, smacking him in the back of the head. He no sold the whole thing. He's just still in. He's looking at the camera. He's talking. He ain't skip a beat. And I remember watching that, going, "Damn, I should know how to do that." So
well, I guess we'll make it work somehow, some way. But once we get an exact time and everything, all of the spots where you stream us, that's not changing. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, all of that remains the same. Just going to be a different time. Also, Lindsay will be back with the show at that time. She just was unavailable to be a part of it today. But we wish her the best. She'll be back next week.
absolutely,
And
we
so,
wish.
with that said, no, Lindsay did not get her future endeavors. Uh,
No, come on, come on, man.
no,
That
no,
ain't right. Come on.
no. She just unavailable this week. Some personal things to take care of. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Hey, this is what I want to say to some of to everybody that watches the show. Help us get this show out there. Help us promote this. We do a good job too, but make it worldwide. That includes the people overseas that watch it because we have a lot of people overseas that actually tune into the show, which really shocked me. And I thank each and every one of you for watching and even participating with your questions and things like that. So thank you so much. But let's get everybody also that's in the U.S. Whether whenever we put a graphic on, send it out there, retweet it, do whatever. Let's get table talk big.
Absolutely, especially if you're looking for an alternative. If you don't like all the dirt and gossip that everybody else and every other wrestling podcast will dwell on, we just want to have fun. And with that said, we're gonna have fun with our guest. She's been patiently waiting backstage. She is the first manager in Ring of Honor history to manage the World TV and tag team champion simultaneously. Ladies and gentlemen, the Diamond Diva. Welcome to Table Talk, Amy Rose.
Amy,
Hey.
hey, hey, Amy, I got a bone. I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh
Okay.
man,
I'm a little upset with you. You've managed tag teams, but you've never managed one particular one, the greatest tag team of all time,
Edge
the
and
Dudley
Christian.
Boys.
That
You can
would
go,
be a dream come true.
they not Edge and Christian, the Dudleys. Scratch your ass, Mo.
My bad.
no, no, I know you. You were actually a lot of people. Some people may not know, but Amy was a student of Team 3D Academy. And of course, now that me and Bubba broke off, he's in Connecticut, and I'm in Winter Park. Uh, 3 minutes down from the PC. I always got to say that. um, it's still family to Amy, and I gave her an open invitation whenever she's back in the Florida area, especially the Orlando area. Come on down and visit your family and say hello, and we would love to see you. But I'm so happy for your success and what has become of you. You were always a great student. You were very coachable, and it shows in your ring work. So, congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure training under you. I loved my time at Team 3D Academy, and I'm so blessed to have you as a trainer. I mean, I learned so much in my time at Team 3D.
Well, that's cool. That's real cool. Well, we got to add both. I mean, Bubba as well, because Bubba was there in Kissimmee with you when you were there, and I remember Bubba goes, Dvon, who's that? Who's this girl? I said her name is Amy. She's from she came up from Miami, and she's coming to the school. And he was like, okay. He was like, I see it in your eyes. I go, what? He goes, you like her, don't you? I go, yeah, she's a great person. He goes, Dvon. I go, okay, okay. I was like, I'm professional here. You,
Always.
you were beautiful. When you first came in, you're beautiful now. Again, I'm just very happy for all your success. What have you been up to? What's going on in Ring of Honor, and who have you managed lately that's on the rise for success?
Definitely. Right now, Ring of Honor is on a hiatus, but I am really excited because the future's looking pretty bright. We've announced a show for WrestleMania weekend, April 1st. It's going to be, a re-emergence of Ring of Honor. So I'm very excited and hopeful for the future with that. And as far as who I've been working with lately, I've actually been working with a new talent, Max the Impaler. Max the Impaler, I don't know if you've seen them, but they are the first non-binary pro wrestler to be signed to a contract. And they are absolutely incredible, pretty scary. I think they might even scare you a little bit, Devon. But Max the Impaler definitely is a huge star in my eyes, and I'm super excited for people to see more of them.
Oh, fantastic! Now there is someone. I don't know if we're talking about the same people. There's someone that you wrestled. I mean, you manage where look very very scary.
Yep,
Is that who we're talking
that's
about?
Max. Uh-huh.
Good God! I mean, holy exorcist. I mean,
Yeah.
she doesn't have everything like Linda Blair, and like I've talked on this show many times, that movie has scared the hell out of me. Um, and I remember flipping through Twitter because, of course, I follow you, and we'll get all your information at the end. But I followed you, and as I'm following you, as I look on my feed, you came up and your face was there, and I was like, "Oh, Amy." I was like, "This," because every time you're on Twitter, I always like everything that I see of yours. And this one particular time you were on there with the young lady you were talking about, I was like, "Oh hell no, I ain't liking this." I was like, "Hell no," because it actually scared the hell out of me. The makeup is great. How she performs and how her persona coming across is phenomenal. I mean, again, for me to actually sit there and go, "Nope, I ain't liking this. This shit is too scary." She's doing her job. Kudos to her.
Definitely.
Please give her my best and tell her to keep up the great work because she's scaring the hell out of me.
Yeah, maybe when I visit, I'll bring Max with me.
Yes, please. I mean, no, wait a minute. No, no, out of makeup. Out of makeup.
Out of makeup, yeah.
So what's going on with Kenny King? What's going on with him? Are you still going to be working with him once we come back?
So, throughout our time in Ring of Honor, we were very close. He was who I got my start with there as a manager. And then eventually that led to La Facción Ingobernable. and I was able to lead them to championship success. All of the members had titles at one point. But unfortunately, when we did lose the titles, they did, maybe place the blame on me. I don't think I was the only one at fault. And things didn't really end too greatly, but I will always have a big place in my heart for Kenny King. And very, you never know what'll happen in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things that I've always said with anyone that Bubba and I have ever been in the ring with, that maybe we were once friends, we once worked together, but now all of a sudden, because of someone blaming the other person for losing a match or even losing the titles, we're done with them. But you just never know. You never know. That could always bring it back. Hey, maybe you appear at ringside and help him out again, and maybe you guys could, maybe you could be like the Bobby Heenan stable. In other words, have that big stable of stars and
The
and
Rose family.
champions. Yeah, the Rose family. That's an idea. Just so you know.
I
And
like it.
it took me a moment. My computer was acting slow, but I wanted to pull up
Oh,
the
wow. Yeah.
Impaler there.
Holy cow, that is something, boy.
I mean, people talk about Bray Wyatt and some of these other characters, but nobody beats the scariness of the Impaler.
Now,
Definitely not.
Amy, I got to ask you a question. How long does it take for the Impaler to actually get all of that together? I'm curious.
It can definitely take some time, and Max is very efficient with their look and how hard they try to make everything perfect. But I could say maybe like about an hour or so just alone on makeup and everything. They take their look very,
That's
very
Hollywood
seriously.
style right there.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
the next question is: does Impaler do it on her own, or does it have help?
No, yeah, Max the Impaler does all their stuff on their own, and they've been killing it. That's something that Max has worked so hard to make their image very important. And that's a big part of why, when I was given the opportunity to work with the women's division, Max was someone that just instantly grabbed my attention. And I said, okay, this person pays attention to detail, this person has star persona. And I attached myself to that, and I wanted to bring Max to a higher platform.
One of the things, like I said, that I love is the makeup and how real it looks. And again, kudos to them. But even like Finn Balor, when his alter ego comes out,
Hmm.
it's amazing when I see how, before, like he walk into the building at call time and he's Finn Balor. And then by the time showtime come, he's no longer Finn, he's the demon. But all the makeup, I mean, everything that comes on from head to, I think, about mid chest, or even sometimes without the shirt, it's the whole chest. I'm like, what the hell? That's got to be number one. It's cool as hell, but it's got to be annoying to do that every single night. Good God. It's like the Road Warriors, when they used to put the face paint, or even Gold Dust, having to put
Yeah,
that on every single night. Oh my God.
I mean, the
it's
Road Warriors had
definitely.
it easy. I mean, they had a few designs, but a Gold Dust, the
Yeah.
Impaler, like or Finn Balor.
Yeah,
There's a
but the
lot of
Road
people that
Warriors,
are just sitting in that chair forever.
yeah, but like like Hawk, I think pretty much, had a simple one, but Animal would create the spider and all other sorts of different designs on it. So I mean, again, it's time consuming. I used to always say, what happens? You get to the building late, or something gets changed, and you go, okay, look, oh, listen, you're next. You got to put the makeup on. It's like, oh shit, what do I do? What do I do? And you don't look as good because you're rushing. I mean, that's got to be scary because that's always happened to all of us. Maybe the flight's gotten in late, or maybe driving and you hit traffic or a snowstorm, what have you, and then you got to rush to get in and put that stuff on because you just can't go out as yourself. Once you create that persona, you got to continue um, to do it. So that's incredible.
Definitely. Definitely takes a lot of effort, but that's a big part of why I really admire Max. And also just exciting to see Max be able to compete both in the men's and the women's divisions.
Has Max ever run into that problem where she had to rush to put it on and never
Um,
fully got it on?
so we never got to that point where we couldn't get it ready, but there was a time where we were at a taping and it was very last minute. They asked us to be in a segment, and Max had no plans on being there that day. So I had to rein everything together and say, "Hey, I need you here in this building ASAP." Be like, as the manager that I am, I said, "Let's go, come on." And I was able to, get us on there for another segment, and it was incredible.
Oh man, congrats! Well, I mean, good. I mean, again, it is incredible. I mean, I couldn't fathom. I really couldn't. I could only imagine how tough that could be.
Definitely. And maybe next time we'll put some makeup on you, Devon. We'll get you ready for
You know what? I'm all for it. I would love to see the transformation.
So
Hell,
would
maybe
I.
yeah. I mean, maybe I won't be so scared of Max.
I'm envisioning for Devon because of the history of this show, and we already talked about The Exorcist. I'm thinking like a Two-Face thing where half of his
Oh,
face is
yeah.
him, the other half is spitting green pea soup. You know?
I know we've been trying to get Linda Blair
Oh,
on the
wow, that would
show
be
from The
great.
Exorcist. Yeah, we had Elaine Dietz
Yep.
on the show, which was her double.
Oh,
And
wow.
if you ever go back and watch the movie, remember when the priest comes in when she first throws up on the priest for the first time? And I mean, there's other scenes too, but this one's the most memorable one. She throws up on it, but when she gets that last little bit of throw up coming out, and she does that little herky jerky, the camera cut is so bad
Oh.
that you actually see it's not Linda Blair and it's Eileen Dietz. And the bad part about it is, Elaine, claims that, she didn't get the notoriety that she deserved. It was all Linda Blair. So, she was a little bit upset with that. So we tried to stay away from that
Yeah.
and, just, concentrate on the movie. But it was great having her on the show because the actual spider walk, that was her.
Oh, wow, that's
It wasn't
crazy.
because you got to remember Linda Blair was only 12 years old when The
True.
Exorcist was made. So certain scenes like the spider walk was very difficult. The pea soup because they had to put a device in her mouth to
Oh,
make it
wow.
shoot out, and she was so young it hurt her. And so that was one. And I
I'd say
believe the
most of the makeup scenes of the demon was Eileen.
was
Oh,
Eileen,
wow, that's
and Eve,
crazy.
and especially the crucifix scene. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
one was a robot, not a robot, but one was like a mechanical thing that actually looked like the Reagan McNeely from the Linda Blair's The Exorcist, and then the other one was Elaine
Wow.
because again you can't have a 12-year-old girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Not as bad as the movie, but you can't have a 12-year-old girl taking a crucifix and shoving it in her vagina.
Of course
Just
not.
Devon loves it when I show this.
oh god,
Oh,
no.
wow.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so
Hey,
what
Devon, give
Mo
me a kiss.
yeah, what Mo and Lindsay actually did was after the show, they had Elaine Dietz pretty much sign an autograph to me with
Oh, that's
that picture.
awesome.
No, it wasn't. I no, it wasn't. I refuse to bring it into my. I refuse to bring it into my home. I leave it at the school.
Amy, the part that he's leaving out is that I had it sent to his school and I did not tell him ahead of time that
Oh,
this was coming.
wow.
So literally, I'm walking around Target and I get a call from Devon. What the hell was that? And he's like cursing me out. I'm like, what are you talking about? Why is there a picture of The Exorcist on my desk? I'm like, I don't know, Devon. Why is there?
I mean, the great part about it was the student that got the mail actually knew it. Actually, he opened it up because I have him open up to any fan mail and just leave it on my desk. And he opened it up and put it right there in clear sight so I
Oh,
can see it.
perfect.
Oh, I was mad. I was furious. Ruined my day. Ruined my day.
Oh, so awesome. We'll get
That's
her on the
great.
show. We'll get her on the show eventually. And we do talk a lot of movies and TV shows on this program. Do you have time to watch anything? What are some of your
Oh,
favorites,
yeah,
Amy?
definitely. I've been currently watching a lot of a show called Euphoria.
Okay. Yep.
It's a show on HBO Max. I love it. I think Devon, you
Zendaya is
would
in that one.
love this show.
Yeah.
I think you would very much enjoy it.
Why? I've never.
There's
I've. Uh
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Why? Okay.
I
Okay.
think I think you would like it because there's some very beautiful actresses on the show, and they would definitely catch your attention.
Is it Exorcist related?
No.
No, no, not at
No.
all.
X maybe, but not
Maybe
Exorcist.
X, yeah, maybe X, not Exorcist.
Oh, that type of. Oh, then I'm gonna tune into that one.
Yeah, you might enjoy it.
If anybody knows me well enough, it's Amy.
Relatedly, for my side gig, for the one that pays my bills, on the radio station just this morning, talked to Alfonso Herrera, who's from the new show, not new, but he's in the new season of Ozark on Netflix, which I love that show. But he played one of the priests in the TV show The Exorcist. Did you ever see that, Dvon?
I was on the plane on Delta.
Okay.
Excuse me. And they actually had it on there. But again, 45 minutes or a 2-hour flight, you can only see so many. And I was in the middle of watching an episode, and of course the plane, lands, and we got to get off the plane. So taking the plane going back home, I was trying to look for it, and I couldn't find it. So, again, I haven't seen it since. I've probably seen maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and I thought it was great.
Okay.
I thought it was great, but I never got a chance to see it again or see the remaining ones that I didn't see yet. I need to find out where it is.
We'll find that for you. That's not a problem. Amy, what's your all-time favorite movie?
My all-time favorite movie, I kind of lean more towards like comedies and stuff.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Devon has seen the movie White Chicks.
Absolutely.
I love that movie. I think it's hilarious.
People tell me I'm like Terry Crews, but with the shirt on.
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah.
Hey, Devon, don't take the shirt off because then you might not be like Terry Crews.
What a beautiful chocolate man.
Yes, a beautiful chocolate man. I love that
That's
show.
That's
I
awesome.
think Terry Crews did a phenomenal job.
He's
And
hilarious.
it's one of those characters that you will never forget. You will always appreciate. And people try to emulate that so much.
Definitely.
I thought it was great. What is your favorite scary movie?
Ooh. You're sounding like a
Ooh.
Scream intro right now.
Oh,
What's your
you know
favorite
what?
scary movie?
I actually really like It the Clown. They did the
Yeah.
remake that they did. It was
Pennywise and
really
whatnot, yeah.
creepy. Yeah, Pennywise. That was pretty scary.
Now here's my theory or this is my thought on that is that when you get the original movies like that, nothing today can top the original. Like for instance, there've been so many movies that tried to duplicate The Exorcist and never came close. The only one that came close was The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That was the only one that I actually was like, okay, I'm not watching this in my hotel room by myself because there were certain scenes in there that scared the hell out of me. But I will say this, The Exorcist is one. The Omen, they tried to redo The Omen, and Carrie. It was just never the same. In my opinion, certain movies you just gotta leave it alone. But they don't do that. They try to redo
Are you
it.
talking all movies or just like scary movies, horror movies? Because
Scary
actually,
movies.
I think the It movies are better than the last ones.
Well, I think the It movies today is better than the original
Okay.
one back in the 80s. I think that's great. And that was the point I was trying to get at. It was just like sometimes the original is better than the new ones that come out now. But in this case, I remember because I had never seen the movie It before, even as a kid. I heard about it, but I never watched it. And so when the new one came out and it was in the theaters, I went to go see it, and I was like, man, this was good. I got to watch the original. And I was very disappointed when I saw the original. Very disappointed. But the new ones now, I love them.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, let's back to wrestling real quick and the theme of disappointment. Can you tell us about when Ring of Honor announced that they're going on the hiatus, how they told you, the mood, what goes through your head as one of the stars? Can you tell us what happened?
Definitely. We were getting ready for our biggest show of the year, Final Battle, and we were having our meetings that we usually have before the show, kind of like this on Zoom. And it was a very sad moment. Unfortunately, the company had to cut all contracts and basically just close shop for at least until recently, where they announced the reboot. But it was really tough, and it was really hard because obviously, for me, I spent the last 4 years of my career just working up the ranks. I started as timekeeper for Ring of Honor, and just slowly working my way up the ranks, I was able to become a manager of valet. I was gonna start wrestling for Ring of Honor, and it was just it was a shocking moment. It definitely was a very sad and somber mood for everyone on the roster and everyone involved. But on the flip side, I completely understand because that's business, and especially in the world of professional wrestling, you gotta keep rolling with the punches. You can never let something defeat you or keep you down. And I attribute that to a lot of my success and why I've been able to continue doing this.
And one of the things that I love in what you're saying is that you started how you started. You know, timekeeper. A valet here and there, and you worked your way up the ladder. So even though they didn't actually say, "Okay, come in, we're going to give you a contract, and we want you to, be a star or try to be a star," you actually said, "Okay, well, what can I do to do that?" And that's good teaching. And what I mean by that is being brought up in the business the right way. And you get a lot of guys that would have failed at doing that. They would have packed their bags and went home. They would have never, ever gone through what you're going through because they thought they were too good for it. A lot of men and women today just don't do that. They don't have that drive to do what you did. Kudos to you for doing that and seeing that. And again, it has to be in your upbringing in the business.
100%. And I give so much credit to you and Bubba because that's something that I learned from you guys is you can't expect something to just be handed to you. You got to work for it. And sometimes,
Hmm.
you got to pay your dues. You got to work your way up the ranks. You can't just assume that something's going to fall in your lap. And I think that's actually a big reason why so many people pursue this dream and they try to be in professional wrestling and they fizzle out. They quit because they feel like you said, they're too good to do the things that it takes to get to that next level.
Hmm.
So I'm super grateful and I'm so thankful for everything that you guys taught me because it really did help me with my career.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, it's just one of those things where you may not be where you want to be to start in the business, but if you pay your dues and do the right thing, there's no telling where you will be once your career really starts to take off. And again, that will show a person how much respect you have for the business and how much drive and how you're willing to do what you have to do within reason, of course, to make it in the business. Because a lot of people do other stupid things, in this
Yeah.
business, and to get to the top. And no, no, I don't approve of that. But I'm so glad that you said that because again, a lot of people can learn from you and your success and how you came up in this business. So again, great job and kudos to your teachers.
Yeah.
And it led into a great story. The whole idea that you had the best seat in the house and you learned and studied the competition for a couple of years.
Hmm.
Brilliant. I mean, that right there, you were putting your dues in, so to speak. But then once you got it, you had a story, hit the ground running. Obviously, you climbed the ranks there. Great question from Dante here. Is Sinclair re-signing people for long-term deals for this next pay-per-view onward, or is it night by night? Is that something you can say?
So I'll be honest with you, I don't know the full details as far as that. I don't really know exactly who's going to be on the show, who's going to be involved. All I can say is, we're very excited that Ring of Honor is even coming back, and we're hopeful for the future. Me personally, I'm super hopeful for the future for Ring of Honor. I devoted so much time to them, and I want to see them succeed.
So do I, and I think a lot of people are pushing for you guys to really, really get the ball going again. I mean, look, AEW, NWA, now Ring of Honor, NWA. Have I left anyone out?
I mean, it depends on where you're going with this statement.
Well, whatever organization is out there that is actually somewhat on the same level as a WWE, I think it's great, for all of these companies there because again, I like back in the '80s and somewhat the '90s. If you worked, say, for AEW and things didn't work out, You can go to WWE. You can go to this place. You can go to that place, and it keeps you relevant within the business, and it keeps you fresh. So if someone goes to WWE, and all of a sudden, Vince future endeavors you, and what have you. Now, guess what? You got AEW. You got the NWA.
Impact.
You got Impact. Thank you.
Impact.
I was forgetting Impact. Um, and you have all these other organizations that you can go and still make a living to put a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food on the table. And that's what I love. Don't get me wrong. I think it was great in Vince's um, realm to actually be the monopoly at one point and be the only dance in town, because that just means everything goes to him. But what happens when you've outstayed your welcome in WWE? Where can you go? And not everybody wants to get on a flight and fly 17 hours to Japan, you know. So,
Yeah.
and New Japan, I forgot about. I'm sorry, forgive me. New Japan, because I believe they come out here as well, join
Yep.
forces with some of the organizations and put on a great show. So
And then
again,
and then you have a lot of growing companies. MLW,
mhm,
GCW
yes,
is obviously huge. I mean, it's great having so many options, and it's actually great seeing, since we mentioned Impact, seeing Maria and the group, again kicking down the forbidden door, which has been the term over the last couple of years. Was there any talk about you going through that forbidden door in a different company?
So, I can't really go into too much detail about what plans are and where I might end up, but I will say that I'm very, keep your eyes peeled. I have Max in my corner, and you never know where we might just cause some trouble. But I will say I'm super excited, just like you, to see Ring of Honor continuing to live and working with all these other promotions, seeing everyone ambush Impact and cause a little trouble over there. It's been really exciting. And also, someone that I think, is absolutely incredible. Another person that I actually attribute a lot of my training to is Jonathan Gresham, our current Ring of Honor champion. He is one of the absolute best wrestlers I've ever seen. And to see him defend that title pretty much anywhere that he can has been such an honor.
I mean, good. I mean, I'm happy to hear all of the success coming out of all of these other companies. I would love for every single one of them to be on the same page as the WWE, just like back in during the Attitude Era when WCW was on the same wavelength in terms of money wise. So if you left the WWE, you can go to a place like WCW and make almost the same amount of money in WCW like you would in WWE. I hope every single one, again, Ring of Honor, AEW, Impact. I hope they NWA. I hope they all get to that point where they can make so much money, where the business is back on the rise again. There's talk. There's all of that going on, just like it was during my era. And God, I
Mhm.
miss that so much. That's the only part I miss. I miss that, that notoriety of being in an organization that people know about and people want to come watch and see, and the stars that come out of it. As far as me getting back in there to do that, man, I said this to my doctor. I said, man, they hit too hard. I said they hit too hard now. I said, I was when I was younger, I was able to take those hits and just get up in the next morning and do the same thing again. I said, now I get hit like that. I remember getting in the ring with the Usos when we came back, and man, I hurt for a long time.
That What about the Rumble? We won't see you in there, maybe a
Oh,
surprise?
absolutely not. Not even a surprise. I don't think you know this. I have to have back surgery. So L4 and
Oh,
L5 is bulging and the disc is deteriorating. So they're gonna go in and fuse it, and that'll be good as new again. They'll put the
good.
titanium bolts in there. So nothing wrong with my health. It's just that this has to happen. You
Yeah,
can't do what we do for 30 years and expect nothing to happen to your body. It's gonna happen.
definitely.
Amy, it's even more appropriate that you brought that up, because for the last year and a half, I've been pushing for him to do one more match, come out of retirement at this weekend's Royal Rumble, because Amy, he's never been in a Royal Rumble.
Really?
I've never been in a Royal
Are
Rumble.
you serious?
Yeah, every time that we were with the WWE, we've always had championship matches, whether it be with Edge and
Oh, you're
Christian,
right.
whether it be the Hardy Boys, La Resistance. I mean, Too Cool. We've always had matches. APA. I've never. Now, Bubba had the opportunity
Yeah.
to be at the Royal Rumble. I think it was 2014, I believe it was, where he came out and the crowd went crazy, which was great. And then I remember watching it home, and I was just like, man, I want to be at the Rumble. I cried, man. But then the most amazing thing happened where he's in the ring and he's getting beat up by the Wyatt brothers, and then all of a sudden we know that we're getting closer to the next person coming out, and as they start counting the countdown, you hear Dvon chants.
Oh yeah.
And when they did that, that made me feel really good that I wasn't even there or even mentioned. Just that the Dudley Boys, and yet they still remembered and they wanted me to come out. And I
That's
remember,
awesome.
I think it was Eric Rowan that came out because I think it was Luke. I think it was Bray and was it
Luke Harper?
Was it Luke Harper? Yes, it was
Yeah.
Bray. I was gonna say Braun, but Braun wasn't there. He hadn't come up yet, so it was Luke Harper. So of course, the only one to come out left was Eric. So when Eric came out, it was like this massive boo because they actually thought I was coming. It was great, and that made me feel real good. So that made me feel good enough to where I didn't have to be in the Rumble. That the fans still remembered me and was chanting my name to come out. That was enough for me.
That's awesome.
Although I still want to go.
Yeah, hey,
Right.
we don't know. You might actually. He's playing us right now. He's not.
I wish
That's
I
what I'm
was.
thinking. I'm gonna tell Dvon off screen, off the air later. Be like, Dvon, if you're gonna be in the Rumble this weekend, you need to tell me so I can be there. So if everybody sees that I'm suddenly scrambling to go to St. Louis this weekend, it has nothing to do with Dvon being in the Rumble. Just
Hey, I wish I could. I would love to go out there and do that. I can't have Bubba be one up on me and be in the Rumble and not me being one.
No,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe when his back surgery is done, maybe next year's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not counting it out. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
And
there are spots open for both the men and the women this year. Amy, are we going to see you Saturday in St. Louis?
You never know. You never know who might show up.
Exactly. You never know nowadays.
Yeah, and especially they're opening the door now. Mickey James coming back with the Impact title is a big deal. So we never know who might come through.
I mean, I'm excited for this year's Royal Rumble, and I'm excited to see because I've been home, doing rehab for my back and everything, trying to get ready for the surgery. And so I've been watching the show just like the fans have been watching it. I'm very intrigued with the Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley storyline. And I was even intrigued with the Roman when Roman was involved in that. Because who's Paul Heyman going to side with? Who's going to be with? Ha. That really caught my attention. And again, I work for the company and behind the scenes, but because I have been home, rehabbing my back and stuff, I haven't been in the meeting, so I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm watching it just like the fans are, and it's been great. So some of the storylines that have been going on in every company, I've been enjoying. I've been able to actually now watch and enjoy like a fan would enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're bitching and moaning at anything you don't agree with?
No, not really, because by that time I got my vape pen in my hand, so I love everything.
Do you keep up with all the products, Amy?
I watch here and there, but mostly when you're in a certain company, you do focus more on what you're doing and what you're watching and who you're working with. But I definitely still keep track, and I'm definitely going to be watching the Royal Rumble this weekend. Royal Rumble is definitely one of my favorite pay-per-views, and it's always a good time.
I can see it now. Amy will be texting me after everything. Are you coming out next? Are you next?
Yeah.
I'm gonna text her back. No, not
Can't wait
coming.
to text you.
I'm gonna be doing the same thing to you. Yeah.
I can't wait to send you that text. Like, oh, it was amazing to see you out there. This is great.
Oh, that's great.
Dvon, if you show up in the Rumble and I'm not there live, I'm gonna be pissed at you. I'm gonna be so furious.
Listen, if I show up at the Rumble and I'm in that match, you better believe there better be an ambulance and a stretcher, because if I get thrown out of that ring and I land on my back, it's over.
Who were some of your favorites growing up when you were? I assume you watched wrestling growing up, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I grew up watching wrestling, and as a little kid, that's actually what made me want to pursue a career was the divas.
Okay.
Watching Lita and the Hardy Boys, I was obsessed with them. I wanted so badly to be the fourth member of Team Extreme. And Lita to me was just such a badass. She was such a cool women's wrestler, and she would go out there and she would, hit the guys with her moves, and she wasn't afraid to do that, but at the same time, still be sexy. And that's also what really drew me to Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, all those women. They were so tough in the ring, but they were so beautiful, and they presented themselves in such a nice way that it really inspired me, and it made me want to be a diva myself.
Ah, see, I love it.
I love
I,
the love for the Hardy Boys in that one there. Just 'cause it
Yeah.
probably gets under Devon's skin a little bit.
no, because here's the great part about it. She loved Team Extreme, but yet she went to the Dudleys.
That's true.
See how that? Bam! Right back at you, Mo.
Sort of, kind of. She got your money, or you got her money. So there you go. And I know we're starting to run a little bit long here, but yeah, I noticed you got a gamer chair there. I see the hashtag
Yeah.
Gamer Girl used. What are you
Mhm.
gaming?
I play a lot of Pokemon, and this weekend actually is going to come out the new Pokemon Arceus Legends.
Mm.
So I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I love to play Call of Duty. I just actually got this. Have my pink PlayStation 5 controller just came in.
Nice.
So I love video games. I love playing, and I am actually a lot better than people would think, which I think is awesome. I love tricking people and making them think like, oh, she's girly, she's not going to be very good at this, and
Mhm.
kicking their ass. So
I tell you, that's the one thing about Amy I love, because she seems to be so girly, but then when she's in the ring, she's actually a lot tougher than what she looks. I mean, you see her and she's like, oh my God, she's so, fragile, she's so this and that. But no, she's not. She's tough. She is very tough. And
Are you on Twitch?
So I'm not currently on Twitch. That's actually something I've been looking into doing. Everyone asks me to go on Twitch. Everyone's always telling me like you should do this. So it's something I'm definitely looking into, but at the moment I don't.
Okay. All right.
I've never been on Twitch, or I have no idea what that is still.
Well, you don't have your own account, but you are on Twitch every single Wednesday.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what I mean,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the show. Yeah. I have no idea. No clue.
He doesn't run it, but he's on it every single week. Yeah, but a great platform if you're live streaming games, or yeah, that's predominantly what people do on Twitch, but it doesn't have to be just games on there. I know
Okay.
Dvon is his big thing is the NBA games.
Oh, okay.
Love NBA 2K, and my son, remember Preston,
Yeah.
who was the little guy of my boys. Dad, let me win. Come on, let me shoot the ball. Let me shoot the ball. And I would let him. Now this boy is so good. Stats, kicks my ass and embarrassed me. Mo and Lindsay came over, and they spent a few days with me, and we're in his room playing. So Mo and Lindsay decides to come in the room and watch to see what we were playing. Now here it is. I'm thinking, I got this. I'm not gonna beat him up too bad, but I'm gonna show Lindsay and Mo that I know how to play. Preston beat me by 40 points.
Wow.
40 points.
It was close
Damn.
for like the opening tip off, and that was about it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. That boy has gotten so good at what he does in that NBA. He studies it. I think, if anything, he's going to become a gamer in terms of creating stuff and things like that. Call of Duty,
Yeah,
NBA stuff, games like that. Grand Theft Auto. He loves that stuff, and he's actually a pro at it.
that's cool.
Yeah. So I got.
they announced, or The Rock has announced, Dwayne Johnson's announced that he's going to do another video game property here on the big screen. Hasn't exactly revealed what it's going to be, but we know he's done Doom. He's done Rampage a couple years ago. A lot of people thinking he's going to be the new Gears of War movie. So, Dvon,
Ooh.
maybe it's time to drop that message to The Rock and say, hey, I'd like to be in one of your movies.
I'm like, hey, you better put me in one of your movies, or I'm gonna reunite with Bubba again. I have to put you through a table. Rocket look
Any
at me like, get
plans,
away.
aspirations to get into acting? That seems to be a natural transition for a lot of wrestlers.
Honestly, I don't really have aspirations to pursue acting, but maybe modeling is something that I've been looking into.
I can see that.
Definitely get a lot of people asking me about that, and casting agents and things like that I meet. Ask me, hey, are you a model? So, definitely been looking into maybe pursuing that. But really, my first passion and everything that I really want to do is in wrestling.
Well, I mean, the modeling, I can definitely see. Amy, I'll say this live and in living color. You are a beautiful woman. I've told you that ever since you came into the dojo. I've always been a big fan. The way you handle yourself, how you carry yourself is true ladylike. I
Thank
mean,
you.
it's amazing. Instead of you're not out there showing your ass, shaking your ass, and I told I
Although
told
he
my
wouldn't complain if you were.
no, I wouldn't. But like I told my sister gets on the dance floor. She calls herself dancing by shaking her ass and rubbing up against her husband. I'm like, that ain't dancing. I was like, you practically having sex on the damn disco on the floor. What the hell's wrong with you? I almost showed my age if you didn't catch that. I almost said disco floor.
Disco, yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. That is funny right there. Well, Amy, I know we gotta let you go here, but if people want to follow you online, see your world domination in the wrestling ring, and then possibly your transition into modeling, where can they do so?
Yeah, definitely. All my socials are the same, Rumble Bunny 777. And I also wanted to let you guys know this Thursday on Ring of Honor's YouTube, we are releasing an uncut version of our women's division documentary. So
Fantastic.
if you love wrestling, if you love women's wrestling, that's something you're definitely going to want to take a look at.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait for that. I'm interested in seeing it. And you better be all over that as well.
Definitely. I'll be there.
All right, good. Very good. Well, Amy, we're going to let you go, but I just want to let you know again, I'm very proud of you, all your success, much more, of course, continued success. And I'm going to keep in touch more often. And I don't say this to usually a lot of my students, but I love what you're doing. And I want to make sure that you stay on the right track and do the right thing. So you'll be getting text messages and phone calls from me. And also, just remember, if you get a phone call from me, and it's like you see a FaceTime or something, 9 out of 10 times, it's my daughter trying to reach out to you. She calls everybody. Oh God. One time she called Undertaker and
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. And I had to go to Undertaker. I was like, Taker, I am so sorry. He goes, Dvon, you know that was you. You know you were just trying to talk to me. I was like, Taker, I swear I had nothing to do with this. It was like, why of all names would you call Undertaker?
That's
It got
funny.
to the point where I took
near the
Vince.
bottom, apparently.
Yeah, I got to the point where I took Vince's number out. I was like, yeah, I can't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, nope, we ain't doing that. Nope.
Awesome.
Well,
Well, thank
Amy,
you guys so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure, and it was really great to see you again.
oh, thank you so much. And again, this won't be the last. This is not goodbye. It's see you later. And I'm sure
Definitely.
we'll be working together again and having fun, having a couple of drinks, and doing what we do best.
For sure.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
You take care. Bye-bye. I love it. I love it when, you know, you have students like Amy who come into the school and can be successful and represent the school in a positive and great way. I'm so happy about that. I'm so proud. It's like your kids growing up. You feel so good to know that they're doing well. I'm so happy for her.
Absolutely. And I love, as I've continued to host these shows with you, co-host, and we bring students in, former students of yours that are stars that I had no idea are related to Team 3D or the Devon Dudley Academy. And I love seeing more and more of these stars that are getting that spotlight.
Absolutely. And I mean, we got a lot out there.
Yeah.
We have a lot of students that come through our doors and have gone to WWE, NXT,
Mhm.
Ring of Honor, um, New Japan,
And
All
prison.
Japan, and where?
And prison.
Prison. Who's in prison?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna say, wait a minute, is that me?
Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Yeah, I won't tell.
That's fair. That's fair. Got to freak out earlier. No, Lindsay's not here. It's just this week. She'll be back next week. So
Yeah, she'll be back
no
in full
worries
demand.
there at all.
Sometimes we just got to take care of things we got to take care of, and we need that time off.
Yeah.
We didn't future endeavor her like someone said in the beginning of the show. She's not future endeavored. We're not furloughing her because of the pandemic either. We gave her time to do what she's got to do, and she'll be back next week.
Absolutely. And before Dvon showed up, before the show began, Amy beat you by like 2 minutes, and she and I are just going back and forth talking. And every time I log into this program that we use to stream, there's something new. Like, I love how they're always updating, and there's a whole new section of stuff, Dvon, that you may not even realize was an option.
Okay, that sounds like music.
Yeah, they have a whole background music section now. So this is the acoustic cinematic one.
What do you have a Jeopardy one?
Well, again, this is all like, I assume, shared things, but they have 8 different music tracks just embedded, ready to go.
Oh wow! I like that techno type of sound. I love that.
This could be good when when Lindsay finally pays up in her Skullgirl outfit,
That's not going to happen.
One,
Look, I've already said that she's going to renege on that bet, and she will not pay up. And
this is
like
daydreaming here.
I like that.
Wait. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Look at Lindsay Martini there.
Go ahead, Lindsay. See you next week, girl.
Check it in via Twitch. And
yes.
said, I'll be back to give Dvon a hard time. No worries.
Oh, you do that 24/7, let me tell you.
And Dante wants to know, Zoom or StreamYard? It's StreamYard is what we use.
Yes. I like that song.
This is literally the first time I'm hearing the music, so I figured, why not? I'll just do it live so everybody else can hear it too.
Listen, when I'm talking sometimes, you can play that song, and that way I can feel that beat, that it's like I'm sitting in the salt cave. And I'm just let it flow, baby. Let it flow.
Especially that daydreaming one really felt like, you're going to a massage parlor, supposed to be quiet and soothing.
Listen, I go to a massage parlor. I'm thinking other things.
Well, yeah, I know you are. But for the rest of us, I go for legitimate reasons.
Well, it's legitimate when I go.
I mean, not legal, but legitimate, maybe, yeah.
It all depends on what state and what country you're in.
I don't think that's legal in any state. I could be wrong, but
maybe not the United States, but I like that. There's nothing like Jeopardy, like da da da, like thinking.
I mean, that's probably a copywritten song that they probably can't use, but this is lo-fi. So we got 2 more after this one, and it's all only by name. So this is lo-fi. I'm like, what's lo-fi? Why?
I think they just make things up.
The last one's rock. Okay, I actually can turn it up. Yeah. People tuning in right now, like, what the hell is going on? Why are they just listening to music? All right, this is night driving is loading now. Another kind of cool thought.
That's kind of like love making.
Yeah.
I like that.
You'd be like, hey, Mo, turn on StreamYard. Taylor and I need to have some alone time.
Yeah. I got to put the tape on the camera so you don't see what's going on.
And the thing is, I don't know how long any of these music beds are. There's no countdown. And I can't skip to another part of the song. It's like I press play and I'm at its mercy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I love new gadgets like this. Finally, it's the last one. It's going to be a rock. All right.
Introducing, coming in a little late, Dvon Dudley. There you go. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming on Table Talk.
Very nice. Weighing in at 250 pounds. He's from. All right. Thanks for indulging me and letting me go through all those songs there.
Yes, God, I love that. Now, what other gadgets or little surprises you got now?
Well, there's even more. So when we first started streaming 2 years ago on the video here, there was 4 different layouts on the program. So there's like this layout here, so we can be like in your face. There's one that's a little bit further back. Then there's now there's 7 options where I could just be me. I can just do that. So it seems like every single time, and every time I log in, there seems to be something new. Dante has been the MVP of comments today. Prostitution is legal in Nevada, but not Las Vegas. So rub and tugs are cool. So there you go, Dvon. Just get lost in the desert.
Rub and tug.
Yeah. And they said you could record the songs in a separate file and edit it to what you want. I'm sure. But again,
we got to get the Jeopardy one. So when the smoke comes out of Lindsay's ears and you're asking her a question, it's like dun 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 dun.
I get the sound effects. So whenever you tell a bad joke that bombs, they go wah wah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Lindsay does a lot of that.
Yeah, I wonder how many I can do. Again, brand new, but I'll find a way to make it work. I'll add this stuff. But do you have a time? We had mentioned the back surgery that you're going in for. You're getting the one that you wanted, which is great. Do you know when that's happening yet?
Well, there was a date that said February 7th, but then I was just told today that we probably have to move it up a little bit more. Not, I should say, back a little bit, like the 25th. So, which is only like a week or 2 weeks later. So, which is fine. But I'm a little disappointed because I wanted it done. I'm so ready for this to be over and for me to be able to go outside and play basketball with the kids again, because it's rough. When that disc touched that nerve, everything shuts down, man. It's rough. But, I'm hoping that, they said that if there's any cancellations, then there might be. Also that we can, it probably won't be the 25th. It could be earlier than that. So I could be looking at a week later or something like that. Shut up, Dvon. That's my line, Lindsay.
Well, whatever it happens, let us know. And, of course, we wish you the best there. And I think it should also be reminded to people, maybe you're just tuning in now, you're watching on demand and you're skipping parts, you're only paying half attention. This is the last afternoon show. We're going to nighttime next week. Baby.
Nighttime. Absolutely. I'm going to take a 5-hour energy or Red Bull or something.
Which is great. My schedule's changing, which is fine, but I prefer the night stuff, so I feel like I'm actually more creative at night. So I'm looking forward to it. But Grandpa Dvon there, maybe getting the table so we can sleep on it.
Yes, well, listen, it's better than sleeping on it than putting somebody through it, like Lindsay. Shut up, Lindsay.
So Lindsay will be back. Anything else before we wrap up the show here?
No, I think we've covered everything. I mean, Amy was a great. Of course you do, Byron. You kiss ass. I think we covered Amy. Did an excellent job.
Yep.
Again, one of my proudest students. I'm very happy. And again, I'm going to plug this while I have the time. Dvon Dudley Academy. If you're interested in being a pro wrestler and you want to be taught the right way, then give me a buzz down at my wrestling school. You can also go to my Instagram for the dojo, which is Dvon Dudley Academy. And you can hit me up there and we can see about getting you down there and making your dreams come true. So let me know if you're ready.
There you go. Make it happen. And I've walked there. I wouldn't want to go through what everybody else goes through at Dvon Dudley Academy. I'll talk about what you do after you graduate. How about that? You go to the school, you graduate, you become a big star. I'll talk about you and welcome you on the podcast. That's
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's great. And of course, you can follow me on Testify Dvon. I need some more followers. I got to make over 250,000 followers. I have about 138,000 now, but I'm trying to be like some of the big boys and get those big followings.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Our lightning is mine. So let me put that damn thing back on. What did I do? What? God, the music thing's slowing down the program.
I love the music thing. Now that's gonna stay in my head.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, you see the ats at the bottom of the screen. Next week we bring back a fan favorite guest, somebody that Dvon has been begging to return
Yes, I
to the
have.
show. Laura
Yes, I have.
Korn, who maybe you know her as the sex author.
Oh, she was great, man. She made me feel like I was $1,000,000. She made me feel like I was a big star.
And Devon's like, oh man, she and I had something. I was getting to her. I was
I
getting
was
to
getting,
her.
I,
Like,
she
no.
stroked my ego, boy. She made me feel bigger than life, and I was ready for it.
You're the type of guy that believes the strippers into you, aren't you?
Oh well, you give them $1 or two, and what that song by Usher? Don't make you a hoe if you're riding on the pole or something like that.
I don't know. I try not to listen to crap. Elder wants to know what Byron wants to know. Will the new time slot make the show more risque? Possible Dvon nip slip.
There's a possible Dvon nip slip. I might wear, I might wear something to make the nip slip, but you just never know. No, don't pull it. If you pull it up, it's not a slip.
It's
not a slip. No, the nip showing. Yes.
Well, nobody's asking for mine anyway, so it doesn't really matter what the terminology we use is.
It's like those tank tops.
She's sending you more books for your mother-in-law to steal.
Oh my God! I tell you what, if that's the case, I will not be taking them to Ohio to go visit her. Holy cow! I was like, where the hell is this book? I know I put it in here, and next thing you know, we leave Ohio, and it's like, oh yeah, she said she found the book. I was like, I bet she did. I was like, and it better not be any ripped pages out of there either, because I know what she's doing.
Well, I know I got the book around here somewhere, but she will be talking about it. We'll bounce around all the different chapters, and of course, talking to her about how to spruce things up right ahead of Valentine's Day. So,
didn't we have her on the show right around Valentine's Day before?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's almost like she knows what she's doing or something.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait for her to come back on the show and give me some tips.
Yeah. Although I thought you didn't need any.
Well, as you get older, you tend to forget and don't do as much as you used to. So you got to be reminded.
Or your mother-in-law steals your book and then you're out of ideas.